Namaskaram, Bhagavad Gita, 3rd chapter, 12th sloka. In this sloka, Lord Krishna says, the celestial gods, Devatas, the being satisfied by the sacrifice we do, the performance of yajna, yaga, will grant you the desired necessities of life. But those who do not do that, they enjoy the benefits, they enjoy what all given by them, but not making offering to them in return, they are really thieves. So he is very harsh in this sloka. He says they are thieves. So Lord says, He has created all the creatures, human beings and the resources, natural resources. And He made administrators for all those resources, that is for the universe. They are called Devatas. And these Devatas provide us rain, soil, air, light and everything. So we say Vayu Bhagavan, Varuna Bhagavan, then Surya Bhagavan. So whatever they provide, help us to make agricultural crops, then make our work do well. So we are indebted to them for all what we receive from them. So it is our duty to perform yajna. So we have to offer them the yajna duty to, because they are doing the duty given by Supreme God, and we are also supposed to do our duty in return to these Devatas. That is what the Lord Krishna says in this. And he says all these Devatas, they are all servants of the Supreme Soul, Supreme God. They become pleased when someone performs a sacrifice for them, that is doing puja and offering prasadam to them. So when you offer anything to them, they will be happy, because it is like thanksgiving. Nowadays we have a thanksgiving for mother, father and for other things. So we do on one day. Lord said this long ago. He says, be thankful to them and offer them. So what is that we can offer? We do yajna to them. We perform our duty by doing yajna. So yajna here is giving up what we receive from them. So what we get from these Devatas, we are giving it return to them. So it may be a food we offer to them, or it can be anything in any form, but we are offering to them as a mark of thanks. So we do that. That is what yajna, that is what duty. So this is what Lord Krishna also says. So they will be pleased when someone performs a sacrifice for them, and in turn assist such a soul by creating favorable material conditions. So they bless us with what all we want. So we all interdependent. So Devatas, they get the resource from God, and in turn they distribute to the people, and we people make use of it and in turn offer it to Devatas, that it in turn that goes to Lord. So here we find that cooperation. So the message we get from here is, in a society we are all interdependent. What all we get from these Devatas, all of us work together and make a product. So everyone, whatever occupation that particular person does, is very important for a society. So we are all interdependent for all our necessities, basic necessities of life. So there should be good cooperation. So this is a beautiful message is received from this sloka. So Lord says how you should coexist. So we are coexisting with the nature. We are very thankful to the nature. So we are doing that offering to the Devatas, to the celestial gods who are in charge of who are providing us rain, sunlight, soil and everything. And they are making us, our life very prosperous. So you can, if someone asks, I do not believe in worshipping God, so why should I do that? But I am not doing anything wrong. I am not disturbing the environment. So why should I offer it to Devatas? But whatever we are enjoying on the earth is given by God. We should know that. So we have to do something in return to God. So we cannot say that everything was created on its own. So this is the answer for such people. This answer we get from this sloka. So we all dependent on God, and among us we are all interdependent. So that's such a beautiful message given by we learn from this sloka. So we have to perform our duty by thanking them, and they are considered as the servants of God, the Supreme God. So when we serve God, the universe begins to cooperate with us. So we are adapting the nature, and nature in turn helps us. So there is a good relationship between human beings and the nature, so that we preserve them well. But that is not happening nowadays. So we are suffering because of so many calamities, because we have destroyed nature to large extent. So Lord Krishna says how to preserve the nature. So this is what he says, how to cooperate with the Devatas, how to please them. This is like God is the owner. So if you say no, it is like we enter the neighbor's house and open their fridge and eat everything and come off. Is it allowed? So we have no right to take anything from their house. So we have taken someone's. So like this, we have taken God's resources. The God is the owner of all the resources. So we have to thank Him. We have to do this yajna. We have to perform our duty. So once Chandragupta Maurya was told by Chanakya, king is a servant of subjects. Only the power is given to you by the God, and the power is for distributing all resources to people, to take care of people. In turn, you are taking care of people. So do good to them. So God has given you that power, and you are using that power to take care of people. That the power is given only to take care of people. So you are servant of the subjects. So then no one is superior and no one is inferior. So we all of us should do our duty, whether we are a king or a farmer or whatever you are. And we are all interdependent. And when we do duty to other, we are doing duty to God, because God lives in everybody. Paramatma lives in every Atma. We are seeing so many Jivatmas. So it is very necessary we have got duty to the people around us, because everyone is doing duty to other person or the universe, because we are all interdependent. So such a beautiful message is given by God in this sloka. So how to respect everyone here? This is the message. Treat them everyone well. Treat them equally, everyone. Once Ramanuja, he got the washed clothes of God from the washerman. Then washerman asked Ramanuja, how are the clothes? I washed it so well. Then he asked, will Bhagavan say, yes, they are good? Then immediately Ramanuja took him inside the Garbhagriha and informed Perumal. He told him, see, this man has brought all this and he washed your clothes so well. Please open your eyes and see it and answer him. Bhagavan gave a smile to him. Then the washerman wanted some more reply. Then Bhagavan said, yes, the curse your community got during Dwapara Yuga. That is when Krishna and Balarama were going on the road. They asked one washerman, they met him on the way, asked him to give them clothes. But he brought the clothes from the palace, so he refused to give. So he was cursed for that. And Perumal said, now all your curse will be removed now. From this day onwards, you will not be affected by the curse for the service you have done to me. So this is how Ramanuja respected everyone and everyone's service. He gave opportunities for everyone to do service to Perumal when he was administering the temple, Sri Rangam temple. So we learn all this now, how to respect people and how to treat everyone equally and how coexisting is important from these scriptures. In Sloka 13, Lord Krishna says, the spiritually minded who all eat food that is first offered to God. That is what? Sacrifice. First offered in sacrifice or released from all kinds of sins. That is, when you take prasadam, the food is offered to God, then it is distributed to the people, devotees. That is prasadam. If you take that prasadam, that releases all our sins. So that is what you offer to God is sacrifice, yajna. So others who cook for themselves alone, who do not offer anything to God, and whatever they make, it is for their own enjoyment, they eat sin. Their food is considered as sin because they do not perform their duty. They do not perform yajna. They do not offer to God. So whatever they eat, it is considered as they are eating sin. So here the value of prasadam is highlighted in this sloka. So a portion of food items is this is how we do it at home. We keep it in the plate and offer it to God. Only after offering only the food is serviced to us. So that is what we call it prasadam. And in temples we find the offering of food to God. So they cover their mouth and carry the food to the Garbhagraha and offer it to God, and they offer it to all the idols in the temple and to Balipita. They keep it on the Balipita and Dvajastamba and on the doors, near the doors. That is the steps near the doors. So they do all this. So they are offering to all devatas, they are offering to all creatures, insects and everything. So this is what we learn from this sloka. So whatever is available, whatever is created by God, we offer it to devatas and we offer it. So whatever we offer it to others, it reaches the God. So we are offering it to God because the God created all this. And these prasadams relieve us from all the sins. So even when you are making the that is, if you say that I am a vegetarian and you are making that vegetation contains life. So there are so many microorganisms in the leaves, in the vegetables and everything. So you are cutting it and you are washing it. So many microorganisms are washed and killed. But you are making it for God and you are offering it to God. So that offering, that yajna, relieves us from all the sins. So it is, there will not be karmic reactions of destroying life because we are offering that karma to God. So it is not considered as sin. And you are taking only the prasadam. After you offer to God, after offering only you are consuming it, you are eating it. So this is prasadam. So when you eat prasadam, it gives the feeling that this body is not mine. This body is his. He has given this body. So you are eating the food what is offered to him. So after offering only, you are taking that food for the function of body. So you are not committing any sin. So there is no karmic reactions. And it is considered very divine. So yajna nullifies sinful reaction. In next sloka, God says, it's a cycle. He explains a cycle. The cycle is like this. All living beings subsist on food, and food is produced by rains. Rains come from the performance of yajna, that is sacrifice, and sacrifice is produced by the performance of prescribed duties. So it is a cycle. You perform yajna and it creates rains because you are offering it to Devata. So Varna Bhagavan gives rain and the rain comes back and it makes the land wet, supplies water to the soil, and there you find the seeds. They sprout and turn to be grains, and those grains are eaten by us and they are converted into food. Within our body they are converted into energy. So you find a creation of another human body. So this is the cycle. If rain is stopped, then all this will get affected. So this is how the chain goes on. So it is very important to do yajna, because we should see that we get the natural resources continuously. If it gets interrupted, if it gets cut off, then human life will be in danger. This is what we learn from this sloka. So this cycle, we should see that the cycle continues properly. For that, the yajna should be performed. So that propitiate celestial gods who cause rain, and the cycle continues. So here we are giving up the possessions. That is yajna. We are giving up ego. So we are sacrificing our ego to God, and we are taking care of others. So we are working with others. So there is a good teamwork. There is good coordination, and we work for higher ideal. So naturally we will get it in return, the same thing. So we get rain, we get good soil, we get good sunlight, we get good air. So everything we get back in. And so the cycle has to be continued. To continue the cycle, we should perform yajna. So this is what the importance of yajna. So all this, so everything in the universe has to be taken care, and devatas to be worshipped. That is our duty. For that we are doing that yajna. So we are talking about environment. So this is relevant to how we take care of, how should we take care of environment. If environment is spoiled, then everything, human life is in danger. So Bhagavan said this in Dwapara Yuga itself. So here these three slokas is talking about the natural environment, how we have to preserve it, are given by God. So how we should thank God, and how we should preserve them, how we should distribute them equally among everybody, among all people.